Today's topic is going to be an introduction to the CAM editor. Hi, I am Micah Studeman. CAM editor is a feature of MotionWorks IEC 3 which simplifies the implementation of electronic camming in the controller. CAM editor makes it easy to create CSV CAM tables, create internally generated CAM profiles, create CAM blend profiles, and export motion profiles to Sigma Select. In this video, I'm going to create a CSV CAM table using CAM editor and export it to the motion controller. Here is a quick preview. A CAM profile can be created using CAM editor by setting up the CAM segment points, curve types, and resolutions in the CAM segment table. The CAM profile can then be viewed along with the slave velocity, acceleration, and jerk waveforms and exported to the motion controller. Now let's look at this in more detail. Camming is originally done mechanically by having a shaft rotate a formed piece of material or lobe that produces a back and forth motion on an actuator. The core concept of camming states that the position of the slave is controlled in relation to the position of the master. This allows the slave to perform repeatable and synchronized moves, not only to the master, but to each other slave. For example, on the left, the two purple slaves are both driven by the master, and therefore they are synchronized. When camming is performed, the position relationship of these two axes is stored in a CAM table. The motion controller uses this table to control the position of the slave axis. I'm going to create a simple CAM profile which provides a synchronized out and back motion that is optimized for constant acceleration. This CAM profile could be used, let's say, for a hole punch application. When this CAM profile runs, the slave will move 80 millimeters and then return to 0, while the master is rotating 0 to 360 degrees. Let's review how camming is programmed in the controller. The following project contains the YCam file select and YCam in function blocks. The YCam file select function block is used to move the CAM file from the flash memory to the RAM memory, while the YCam in function block starts the synchronization between the slave and the master. This CSV file can be created by the CAM editor. Let's see how. To open the CAM editor, just click on the CAM editor button that is located next to the hardware configuration button on the left side of the screen. To start creating the CAM profile, you just need to add the CAM segments to the CAM segment table. For this CAM, I have two CAM segments. The first one is when the master goes from 0 to 180 degrees, and the second is when the master goes from 180 degrees to 360 degrees. The first row of the CAM segment table defines the start of the CAM. CAM editor makes the master start at 0, so according to the CAM profile, we want to have the slave start at 0 as well. Nothing needs to be put in the curve or resolution columns because we only have one point defined. The first CAM segment ends at 180 degrees of the master, so in the master column, I'm going to put 180 degrees. Referring back to the CAM profile we are creating, the slave should be set to 80 millimeters when the master is at 180 degrees. Now that the first CAM segment is created, the curve type and resolution columns can be filled in. The curve column is needed to define how the slave is going to follow the master in the CAM segment. This is also used to calculate the other points needed in the system. We are going to use the parabolic curve type equation because this optimizes the CAM profile for constant acceleration. For now, let's enter 1 for the resolution. More information on the different curve types can be found by going to the CAM editor help menu and looking at the supported CAM formulas. The second segment has the slave returning back to 0 when the master reaches 360 degrees. So let's add this to the CAM segment table and use the parabolic curve again. The resolution can then be set to 1. The slave position can be seen on the left side of the CAM editor. The velocity, acceleration, and jerk can be seen here as well. If a point on the position waveform does not look correct, you could either modify it using the CAM segment table, or you can click on the point and drag it to a different location. If you look in the CAM table data area, you will see all of the points that were created to perform this CAM profile. There should be 360 rows in this CAM table because we are using a resolution of 1 degree of the master for both of the CAM segments. If we change the resolution of row 1 in the CAM segment table to 0.1 degrees, then the CAM table will increase to 1,980 rows because the positions for the first segment are being calculated down to 1/10 of a master unit. Now if I change the resolution of row 1 to 0.01, a memory overflow error will show in the error list because the memory cannot hold all of the points for the CAM segment. If I set the resolution to a higher number, like 10, a warning will show in the error list as well. This is because the resolution is set too high. Let's change the resolution for the first row back to 1. On the bottom right side of the CAM Editor window, above the error list, there are a couple of options that can be very helpful. The cycle rate does not affect the CAM profile, but it allows CAM Editor to predict the slave velocity, acceleration, and jerk waveforms. This is useful to see how the CAM will affect your system. The default curve resolution specifies the default resolution that will be used when a new CAM segment is created. The master and slave drag resolution options define the minimum amount of change that can be incurred when the points on the slave's position waveform are dragged to new positions. The Save button saves the CAM Editor file so that you can open it up at any time to modify the CAM profile. This does not create a CSV file containing the points of the CAM, but instead saves the profile as a .mce file, otherwise known as a MotionWorks CAM Editor file. This file saves into the project directory unless specified otherwise by the user. Now that the CAM profile is created, it needs to be put into the controller so it can be run. CAM Editor allows you to send the CAM table directly to the controller by clicking on the Write CSV to Controller button. In the information box, put the controller's IP address and a file name for the CAM table. When OK is pressed, the CAM table file is sent to the controller. The CSV file can be seen in the controller by looking in the Archive menu on the web UI. Now that the CAM file is in the controller, it can be used by the YCAM file select function block. If you don't have connection to the controller, you can export the CSV file by using the Export to CSV button. This file can then be transferred to the controller using the web UI or hardware configuration conventional methods. To see other features that have been included in the CAM Editor, please view the other CAM Editor videos. Thanks for watching this video. Go to yaskawa.com/IECSW to download the latest version of MotionWorks IEC 3 and try out these features yourself with the 30-day demo.